16th, 2026. It is the Mic'd Up Dads podcast. Two mics, two dads, none of us named Mike. As always, JFK, Jay Kaiser, joined by the one, the only, the irreplaceable, the one and only in this universe and every other universe, Terry T Ninja Zilmer. What's up, Rev?
What's going on, guys? Let's have a good day.
Damn right, man. Welcome back. First podcast of 2026.
Second.
Oh, yeah. Duh. Wow. See, that's a dad thing, man. You lose track of time. Fucking
Exactly.
man. I thought this was the first one back, but you're right. We did it last week. It's been that long, man. What a crazy week it's been. I just been busy with work and shit. I totally forgot we did one, but yeah. Well, anyways, yeah, hit me.
The one gas station in town, they have a special going on for Monsters. Buy two, get one free.
Oh, very good. That's a good deal. Did you capitalize on that? Because I just bought the one at the price of one. So
no, I capitalized a couple days ago.
Good idea. Good thinking.
I needed gas anyway, so I'm like, screw it.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.
To you and every other dad out there. That always goes down smooth. By the way, Mountain Dew, if you're listening, sponsor us. We love your product.
Mountain Dew.
Isn't that who makes this? Mountain Dew makes Monster. Didn't you know that? I thought they did.
Really? I thought Monster was his own company. I got stock in Monster. Manufactured for Monster
Energy Company. Damn it. Well, I thought it was originally part of Mountain Dew.
It might have been.
Maybe we'll do a history lesson on that, but the history of Monster.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Okay.
Admonished.
Let's start it off, man, with some dad hacks, baby.
All right. I got the 10-minute rule.
10-minute rule. Okay. Love it.
We'll just do this for 10 minutes, and normally momentum usually kicks in, and you keep going.
Huh. Explain.
You know, I don't know if it's like you or not. Like, I don't want to do something, but once I start doing it, I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. Keep going.
Oh, I like it. Okay. Cool.
And then I got a reset button.
Okay.
Everyone grab water. We're resetting.
Okay.
I saw that somewhere. I don't remember, but I thought it was pretty cool. I haven't given it a try yet.
Okay. Well, I like it. I will give it a try. You focus on it, get through that first 10 minutes. That's a good point. Like when you're working out or when you're doing other shit that you don't want to be doing, get past that 10-minute mark. Oh, it's always good. Okay.
Once you start going.
Well, I got one for you here. It's more than just a dad hack, right? I think it can apply to dads because we are very busy all the time, and I think we often get kind of frustrated by the tasks that we have to do, right? Oh, we got to clean up the toys, or we got to put them to bed, or whatever the struggle is, right? My kids, they don't stay asleep. They have a hard time with bedtime. So rather than focusing on the effort, right? Focus on the payoff, right? What is the payoff? Well, guess what? If I get my kids down, and then I have all this free time to my wife and myself, we can do whatever we want. Don't focus on the effort because the effort's always going to be tough. It always is with kids, but you got to focus on the payoff, right? And by doing that, saying to yourself, the reward, the silver lining, whatever the case is, you get through it faster. And you'd also, it's beneficial to kind of, I accomplished something. So my advice, focus on the payoff, on the end result. Always keep that in your mind. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Being a parent it's probably the hardest thing ever. There's no doubt about that. So if you just focus on the payoff, right? Okay. Oh, it's hard bathing my kids. It's hard getting them to eat. But guess what? When it's all said and done, they're safe, they're happy, they're healthy. And that's all you could ask for. So focus on the effort, guys. Dad hack from Monster.
Sorry if I seem distracted. I got a buck sitting in my yard right now.
How many pointer?
He's just a spike. He's young.
Come back.
No, that actually makes sense. We don't really. You just focus on getting the job done. Like you said, look at the long run.
Right. You know, like here's a good example. Like we all had Christmas and we all had to put together stupid fucking toys that you hate. I mean, I swear to
Mhm.
Christ, I one of my favorite tweets ever was like from Donald Trump Jr. actually, where he goes, "Can we just skip the part where I have to put together 8,000 Legos and just buy the thing as is?" Right? Because like that's the worst crap is putting everything together. So just
Yeah.
focus on the end result, man. Like how happy are your kids going to be when they see what, you know, the toy you built them. They're going to love it. So
Mhm.
focus on the effort, especially around the Christmas time when you got to put together 800 toys with a million pieces of plastic and everything. Focus on the effort or focus on the end
Hmm.
result. There we go.
What did someone say? It's not the. No, that doesn't make sense. It's not the. It's not the destination. It's the journey.
Yeah,
That's completely opposite of what you're saying.
that's exactly the opposite of what I just
What?
said.
It makes sense. It's like we get stuff
Ah,
done, and then like me and Amber, we play cards or something, or I go watch a movie that I watch since she doesn't watch movies with me, and Olivia's too young to watch some of the scary
right.
movies I like watching.
Exactly, man. You know, it's also equally as important, I think, that parents have me time, you know, when they can just recharge, you know, you need it. You know, kids, they want constant attention. They want you to play with them, but you need to recharge your own batteries. Do what you need to
Exactly.
read the books you want to read, sing the songs that you want to sing. Sounds like an absolutely the worst song lyrics I've ever heard, but that's what it is.
Very true.
All right. What do you
All
got?
right.
Want to move
All
on to
right.
some fun facts?
Fun facts. All right. Did you know the
Hit me.
Olympic gold medals are not actually solid gold?
You know, I never thought about that, but I guess that makes sense. That would be a lot of gold to pack into one
They're
thing.
mostly silver, about 92.5% silver, coated with only about 6 grams of gold. Solid gold medals
Really?
haven't been awarded since 1912.
So at one point they did award solid gold medals, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you got
Six
to look at it.
grams of
When
gold.
did the Olympics start?
Oh,
You
geez.
know,
Like the
how long
the
the Olympics have been going on, and just for example, how many different events are just for instance in track,
yeah.
and everyone gets a
Yeah, I
gold
hear
medal.
you.
That would add up.
That's a good point. You know, and so like if we look at it, that's a lot of gold you got to give out, right?
I mean, even look at
Yeah.
the stats. That one year that America won like 112 gold medals, and those
And
they
also,
they
yeah,
and they're not the
like,
smallest medal.
and you're
I
not giving
forget.
it just to one person too, right?
Yeah,
Like if you have a team, you got to give it to every single freaking player on that team. That's a good point.
yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. I'm
Let me
learning
see here.
everything. What else
How
you got?
big is an Olympic gold medal? 3.3 inches in diameter.
Okay.
So that's actually a pretty decent size. What is that? Yeah, three and a half, like 3.3. So like 3.25 inches, you know.
Hmm.
But all right. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the first moon landing than the building of the Great Pyramids of Giza.
Really?
The Great Pyramids were built about 2560 BC.
Okay.
Cleopatra lived 30 BC, and the moon landing was 1969 CE.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
There's another one that we need to talk to on like, did you know this and this was happening while this was happening? And it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Like something you
Weird.
thought that was closer to us was actually happening around the same time.
Uh-huh. That's weird, man. That's trippy.
Yeah. And last but not least, a single teaspoon of honey is the lifetime work of 12 bees.
Get the F out of here. Really?
I was like,
Wow.
damn,
12 bees. Dude, you imagine how many a bottle is? Holy cow.
a single
Woo.
teaspoon. Wow, that's crazy.
Just a teaspoon is 12 bees? Damn, man. A lifetime. I guess that's not as impressive, right? It's
How long is a bee's lifetime, though?
good point. Let's Google that. Bee lifespan. Wow. Queens live 1 to 5 years.
Okay.
Drones live a few weeks to couple months. Summer worker bees live 4 to 6 weeks, and winter worker bees live 4 to 6 months.
Hmm.
So it pays to be the queen, I guess,
Right.
or a winter worker bee. Huh.
Yeah. I wouldn't be a winter bee. Screw that.
That
So
stings.
it
Hey,
takes 12
whoa.
bees. So 12 bees. So it takes about a year to make a teaspoon of honey.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
You know what? I think maybe that would stop vegans from eating it. Because I mean, is honey vegan? I have no idea. Probably not because bees make it. But I'm gonna eat more honey now because of it. I'm gonna honor those 12 bees. I'm gonna name every one of those 12 bees in every teaspoon I have of honey.
All right.
Here's to you, bees, wherever you are.
Just don't sting me.
That's right. Dude, I was talking to this with my daughter. She's like, "You ever been stung by a bee?" I go, "Yeah, I was stung on the tongue by a bee once, man. It was horrible."
I
So I
know
was eating
somebody got
eating an
stung in the
apple.
roof of the mouth.
Oh,
They took a sip from their Mountain Dew
Yep,
and
yep.
stung right in it. I got stung in between the eyes once.
You hear it?
Yeah. And Dad just
Oh,
put mud on there. And then the other time I went and I felt something on my arm underneath my sleeve and I went like this and it rolled out. It was a hornet. And I'm like,
oh.
"Ugh." I walked in. I'm like, I just got stung. So let's just wait a couple minutes. I don't know if I'm allergic to them anymore because like your allergies change as you grow up,
True.
I guess.
Very true.
But no, a friend of ours got stung in the roof of the mouth, and his mouth he could not. He had to leave his mouth open for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's no fun, man. Hate it. But we need bees, apparently. They're vital to the that pollination process, right? Yeah, that's
Yep,
what it is.
they go jumping from one
And
flower to the other.
and if we got any bees watching, call into the show. Would love to talk with you, interview you, see what's going on, okay? Appreciate
Or
it.
any
Thank you,
beekeepers.
bees. Or beekeepers. Those two. Oh yeah.
I wonder how many bees you'd have to be profitable in the honey business.
Give it a shot. Let's just go buy some bees, buy some of those little what are those, like those little square things where they keep the honeycombs and stuff.
Yeah.
We could do it. Hey, you know who's a big bee enthusiast who actually works with, or like, I think he owns a bee farm? James Hetfield of Metallica. Papa Het. Cheers.
Hey, if you're listening, come on, we can talk.
Yeah, let's go. We'll talk about bees. He actually did on Joe Rogan one time.
Yeah,
And
I like that episode.
yeah, let's see. He enjoys yeah. Anyways, all right, let's move on here, huh? Come on. Hey,
Um,
come on. Hey, fun
unpopular
facts.
opinion.
Oh God, here we go. Are you ready for this? Unpopular opinion, folks. Protein. It's freaking everywhere now. Okay. I was in Target on Saturday, and you know what I saw for sale, Rev? Protein infused Pop Tarts. What the flying F is that? It is everywhere on all of our foods, all of our drinks. Shit, I go to Starbucks once a week. They have protein drinks. Okay, they're putting protein in coffee now. Protein everywhere. What the flying fuck is going on here? Was there the protein revolution last night? Did the US stumble upon a protein mine somewhere and now we have excess protein that we need to get rid of? Why are we
Actually,
putting
they
it in everything? In Pop Tarts? Pop Tarts are so unhealthy as it is. What the hell difference is putting in some protein gonna do? I
Make you
hate
feel
it.
better about yourself.
Maybe, but do you
But
gotta
they
put
did
it in
change. They
everything?
did come out and switch the food pyramid. So
They did. I agree, but does that mean that you inject protein into everything?
I wouldn't say any. Amber drinks a lot of protein coffees.
So I tried one, right? I tried a protein coffee, and you know what it tastes like? It tastes like coffee with protein powder added to it. So, I mean, do what you want, I guess, to be healthy and stuff, but stop just adding protein to shit that doesn't need protein. Protein cereals now. I saw protein Cheerios. I mean, why are we putting protein in everything? I tell you what, they put protein in Monster, and that is the nail in the fucking coffin, man. And I'm gonna go ape shit. I'm writing to Donnie Trump. I'm gonna get an executive order banning protein from Monster drinks. And that is where I draw the line, man. I'm telling you, man. And you know what? Great. The protein shakes are fine. There's always been protein shakes. Protein Pop-Tarts, protein Cheerios. Are you kidding me? Knock it off.
I
Anyways,
think a lot of
that
it
is
since
my opinion.
a lot of you're seeing a lot more people getting behind the whole working out and everything. So it's like one of those fads that's
Yeah,
actually taken off.
I hear you. But I mean, it's a fad that doesn't need to happen in certain instances in junk food, right? I mean, what's next? Protein Lay's potato chips? Yeah, this is where I'm going with this. Like you could add protein to
Yeah.
everything.
Speaking of putting things in Monster,
Yeah.
what about that espresso shots in your Monster drink they make in what is it, Japan or Taiwan? I
Yes. Oh
sent you.
God. Yes. We got to try that on the air sometime. For those who don't know what we're talking about, in it's somewhere in Asia, right? They
Yeah.
they do that and they put espresso shots with Monster, mix them together, and it's literally the greatest thing ever. So we will have to try that someday. I'll get us some
I
espresso
think
or
the
something.
double shot of espresso that they do.
Mm.
That's crazy.
That's a lot of caffeine, man. My heart can't take that much caffeine. I mean, you're talking probably 1,000 milligrams of caffeine, which I think that's technically a gram of caffeine. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
Well,
per can is 160 milligrams per white Monster.
that's not bad. But like, you get the delicious, vitamins and minerals, or vitamins, as they say over in England. Vitamins and minerals. And that is what we're gonna do
Yeah.
in a monsters.
Yeah, with the
Yes,
protein, I think you got to go with all of the natural proteins instead of like injecting like more.
exactly,
They're
dude.
almost unnatural or not unnatural,
It is unnatural
artificial
though.
proteins.
Right. It's not coming directly from an animal. It's coming from a laboratory. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And is that healthier? I don't know. I'm not a doctor, although I play one on TV. I still think, you want to get it right from the source. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Just me. I agree.
Who
All
knows?
right. What do we
So
got today?
we are going to be talking about the Battle of Thermopylae. It's
Yes, we
loosely
are.
based on the 300. So if nobody knows what that actually is, it's Thermopylae actually happened. 300 was just based on it loosely. So this
Loosely,
battle
very
happened in
loosely.
480 BC.
Ooh, it's a long time,
Right.
I suppose.
In between Cleopatra and the moon landing. So, small group force led by King Leonidas had held a narrow pass against a massive Persian army. Betrayed and surrounded, the Spartans made a last stand. They lost the battle but delayed Persia, helping Greece prepare and later win the war. So
Hmm.
actually, it was 7,000 at first, but it was 300 Spartans.
Gotcha. Yeah, they left that part out of the thing. One of the things that I think was interesting about this whole thing, if you read the act, like if you've ever seen 300, which I'm hoping a lot of dads have, it's about what 20 years old at this point, but
Yeah.
Gerard was it Gerard Butler played King
Yep.
Leonidas, And one of the scenes in the movie is when the ambassador for Persia comes and says, the 1,000 arrows will block out the sun. And then King Leonidas kicks his ass down a well. That is actually partially true. So when the when the ambassadors from Persia came to Athens, they were put on trial and then executed by throwing them in a pit. In Sparta, they were just simply thrown down a well. So that part's kind of true. They did take care of those ambassadors and said "F you guys" and threw them down a giant hole. So that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I did not think that was real, but you know, here is the main question now. What would have happened had 300 the 300 Spartans had monster? Go. You're still taking the Persians. And again, Persians was led by Xerxes, the god king of
Yep.
Persia. And it was really, they were outnumbered technically, according to Wikipedia, which is always the go-to source for all things information. 7,000 on the Spartan side of things, well, Greek side of things, I'm sorry, against 120 to 300,000 Persians. So that little bit of an imbalance there, just a little bit. Who are you taking and why?
Ah, this is a hard one.
Yeah, it's a big outnumbering right here.
Sheer numbers, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
They
Okay.
probably would have dwindled it down a little bit more because I don't know how many they ended up killing. You know, so I don't think just for the fact of the sheer numbers and the way the Spartans fought, they would just become tired. And there's a point where you drink a monster and you're tired. The monster's not going to do anything. You're just going for flavor right then and there.
Good
So
point. Valid. Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. I think it's too big of an outnumbering, man. I mean, if it was like 7,000 against 12,000, okay, maybe I would
for
have handed.
but you're talking about hundreds of thousands, yeah.
Yeah, not feeling good about
Maybe
that,
King
Mr.
Leonidas. I don't
Sparta.
know if this happened. If King Leonidas threw the spear and actually nailed him in the heart,
Oh yeah.
killed the God King, maybe it helped focus more. But like you said, the pure numbers, I don't think so.
Well, then you bring up a very interesting point, though. If Leonidas had the monsters, his senses would be sharpened. His ability to aim might be better. And what if he actually did take out Xerxes with the spear right to the fucking heart or the head, and then game over? Well, I mean, maybe, possibly, I don't know. A whole
You
new
gotta look
ball
at
game
them
if
too.
Xerxes is
With
dead,
that,
right?
is that they're are they the type that once the leader falls, it's all shambles, or is it more
It's a good point.
like now, like when in the military, you train for the guy's job in front of you too. So if you
True.
go down, the next person can step in. So were they the same way back then? You cut the head or you cut the head off the serpent,
Will
you
it
win.
continue? Will another head
Yeah.
grow? Yeah. Well, I think yeah. I think I wait, no, I don't actually. No, now I think about this. Remember the way they built up Xerxes in that movie? Like he was the god, and like the fact that he bled was huge, and like he had his entire army and empire brainwashed that this guy was
Mm-hmm.
somehow the second, coming of God, and if I'm just, if I bought into that, and I'd be like, holy shit, that guy just killed our god. I might consider running away. Just me. If I saw that, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna head back. I'm going back to Persia. Anybody else gonna join me now? All right, you guys win this. See ya.
All right, you guys win. Can I be on your team?
Yeah, you think? I mean,
Switching cards. I think though, I don't know if that actually, like you said, it's loosely based on it. So yeah, you got a
it's
God King, you draw blood. I think that's how the Spartans or the Greeks were able to force them back.
right. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't see them pulling it off with Monster this time.
Yeah, I think consensus, even with the facts, the arguments, you're it's a game of numbers, man, and that is far too big of an outnumbering to
Yeah,
even do anything. So yeah,
exactly.
I'm gonna take the Persians, and history would continue on as normal because they did win that battle in real life. So I don't think anything would change.
No,
Hmm, interesting. I like it.
very.
Gets you thinking.
All
All
right.
right,
On
what you
to
got for us?
Conspiracy Corner.
This is a Conspiracy Corner exclusive. Mic'd Up Dads, the Reverend Terry Zilmer. Here we go.
All right, I'm going to be talking about how the world isn't round, it's flat.
Oh, woo! He's going for the jugular.
All right.
Oh boy.
All right. The edge, the massive ice wall holds back the oceans, guarded by secretive governments determined to keep you from seeing the truth. Sounds wild, right?
It does sound very wild. Continue.
Flat earthers claim flat Earth is a flat disk that they point to the horizon, which always looks flat, and say photos from space are fake. Well,
Mm,
everyone says the photos from space are fake.
sure.
Around the edge, they claim, is Antarctica, a giant ice wall keeping oceans from spilling over.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Ice cliffs question, they believers cite ice cliffs, question airplane routes, and insist NASA and other space agencies are part of the cover up. For them, every global map or Seattle image is just proof of deception.
Huh. You don't say.
Well, of course, the Earth is it's not flat, it's round.
Yeah, I mean, flat Earth. Listen,
I mean, some of it that I've looked into, it kind of you can see a little bit because like nobody can go into Antarctica anymore.
that's true. But well, Metallica did. Metallica went to
Yeah.
Antarctica, played there on the Freeze 'Em All recording. Uh, but we should wait again. To get to the truth of flat Earth, we need to interview Metallica once again. If you're watching, James, Lars, Kirk, Rob, come on our podcast. We'd love to have you. You're the greatest band ever. We love you. Come on our podcast.
Exactly.
But we can nail this down. But I mean, I'm an engineer. I've had so many damn science classes shoved down my
Mm-hmm.
throat. I can't, for the life of me, buy into this one bit. It just, sorry, I can't. I just nothing makes the biggest question I've ever had is like, okay, flat earthers, if the Earth is flat, where does the sun go? And they can't seem to really have a general consensus answer on that one.
Yeah.
And that is kind of a big one because we do have night. There's no arguing that we have night on this planet
Somebody's in
every
charge
day.
of the light switch for the sun.
Somebody's got to flick in the light switch. So, yeah, I just
Yeah,
it's
it's fun.
fun to talk about, but
I can't get behind it, but it is one of those fun ones to do research on and see to go down that rabbit hole. It's fun to,
yeah,
like you said,
especially if you like,
they got answers, but they can't justify them when you ask them.
or you ask them a question and they just come back with other questions, or they repeat themselves and they give you some other shit that is not, they don't directly answer that question, and that it's
Yeah.
kind of an indication that they don't really know what they're talking about. Now, the other thing too is like, I haven't met anybody who, or seen at least on like these YouTube clips, who are actual degreed scientists or have any kind of understanding of
Mm-hmm.
science who would agree with this theory. It's people who have no kind of indication of it, and
Yeah. The
yeah,
one that kind of got me though is, and like I said, I'm not my science is not compared to your type of science since I'm in the medical field. So
yeah,
I don't know the in and out of that type of science. But the one that really got me was airplanes. Earth was round, the planes would have to dip ever so often to keep the same height.
Okay.
And their flight path, they're going straight or whatever at the certain height, is same to flying over something flat. But I don't know anything about aerospace or anything, so. But I've been on plenty of planes,
Yeah.
So that was the one that I actually thought was, if I had to, I would believe it just based on that, but it still doesn't make sense.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Listen, man. I mean, so like the other thing too that all conspiracy theories unravel upon is the number of people that would have to keep this secret. Or so you know what I mean? Like if those NASA photos are doctored, um, there would be some kind of proof that they're doctored or some memo that would have leaked. You can't keep anything secret nowadays. The Avengers can't even keep their damn trailers secret. Like some of them would have come out that said, "Hey, by the way, guys, we're going to continue to push this narrative that the Earth is flat, and you guys got to
Yeah.
do this, and this." Just that's the thing, man. And then listen, I'm all about it. I think there are some legit conspiracies out there. This one, I say this is completely bunk horse shit, but that's just me.
Yeah. Like I said, you got a lot of conspiracies out there that they do have that one spot of evidence that you kind of like makes you think it's true,
Yeah.
does everything. But I can't get behind this or the men in black
Uh,
are the ones that are in charge.
yeah. That's a whole. We should have a special on that, like government thing, because you've been in the armed forces.
Yeah.
I've worked on government projects. I think the government they're just idiots. I mean, the fact that they could keep something secret is beyond me. I mean, the fact like we couldn't get shit approved on government projects for years and years and years just makes me think that the level of incompetence, it's like the blind leading the blind, man.
Yeah.
I mean, anyways, let me get off that soapbox there. We'll just
Yeah.
say, I think flat earth, nope.
Nope, not this one.
All
All
righty,
right. We
sports.
are gone to sports.
Football.
Are you ready for some football? All right. So
Wow.
last week, wild card weekend, we both
Yep,
went 4-2.
we did, yes. Unfortunately. I mean,
Did you know
it's above
last
500.
weekend it was the most lead changes in the fourth quarter in any playoff section?
That's insane. They were great games, man. I mean, you know what? If you weren't a Packer Bears fan and you could have just enjoyed that game for a game, that was a hell of a game. Back and forth. But yeah, I mean they were fun to watch, dude. And the Bills game, Bill Jags came down to the final series. Packer game came down to it.
Rams, 49ers, Eagles,
Rams
all
game,
last series.
fucking A. Yeah. All great games. That was a hell of a weekend for football,
And
man.
then Houston, 2 defensive touchdowns downs, baby. I'm telling you.
Boom. There is not a single serving of ayahuasca that can take away that memory from Aaron Rodgers, man. That was beautiful. I was so happy about that.
Tomlin retired. He stepped down as
Yep,
coach.
he sure
Do you know he
did.
was there for 19 years?
Yeah, that's like the only coach we've ever. I mean, well, I guess Cower, but still, I mean, that's
I
insane. 19 years.
Tomlin's
You
the
you
only
never
one I
knew.
really remember. Not Tomlin. Tomlin's the one that I remember. Before that, vaguely.
Hmm. Yeah, isn't that insane, dude? And you know
Mm-hmm.
what though? Like, so I'm gonna change gears here, kind of comparing this to the Packers situation. The Packers are keeping Matt LaFleur. It sounds like it hasn't been officially announced, and I like to think that Mike Tomlin is what Matt LaFleur will turn into if he stays at this job, and that is Mike Tomlin, right? He won him a Super Bowl, took him to another Super Bowl, but year in and year out for like the past 10 years, they've they've won the division, but then they lose either in the first game or the second game of the playoffs. And somehow he kept his job for 10 years like that. If I'm a Packer fan, I'm like, well, dude, I don't want to win the division and go to the playoffs every year. I want a Super Bowl berth. I want to go to the NFC Championship. Give me
Yeah.
something. And it seems like Packer fans that I've talked to are content with that about having LaFleur come back. I go, guys, he's 3-6 in the playoffs. You look at other coaches like McVay, Sirianni, Andy Reid, Jim Harbaugh. All those guys are positive wins in the playoffs. So I want a guy like that. I don't want to have, another, 7 years of LaFleur winning the division, but then losing the first round of the playoffs or second round.
Yeah.
You know, that's me. Just my thoughts. Anyways, you want to jump into predictions?
All right, we're gonna go with Saturday games first. We got the
Let's
Bills
do it.
Broncos. The Broncos are favored by 1.5.
Really?
Yeah,
See,
I'm
who do you
going with
got?
Bills. I gotta
Yeah.
stick with Josh.
Yep, Josh Allen. This is his year. The clouds and stars and everything are aligned. Clouds have parted, the stars have aligned. This is his year. The path to the national or to the Super Bowl is in his hands.
Yep.
Denver, I think, is a fraud. I don't trust Bo Nix as a quarterback. You look at who they lost to. They lost to the Colts. They lost to the Chargers. They lost to the Jaguars. All of those are playoff teams. All right. Their signature wins, right? I think, okay, you beat the Packers, but that was at the start of their slide. You beat the
Mhm.
Eagles, who were frauds. You barely beat the Texans. You barely beat the Raiders 10-7. Okay? You're frauds, Denver. I'm gonna take Buffalo. I'm gonna take Buffalo by at least 2 touchdowns.
All right, we're
Mark it
both going
down.
with Buffalo. All right.
All right.
Next game, 49ers Seahawks.
Ooh. Listen,
Seahawks are
I'm
favored
gonna.
by 7.5.
Did you hear though? Sam Arnold has an oblique, or Sam Darnold, oblique strain or something. He pulled his oblique. He's questionable. Uh, if he doesn't play, Drew Lock is the backup, and if he doesn't play, then I think it will be San Francisco. But I'm going to stick with Seattle. I think they're just too balanced. I think their defense looks
Yeah.
good. I'm going to take Seattle, but it's going to be close.
I'm going to go Seattle, but I'm not taking the 7 points. I think it's going to be closer than that.
You're gonna take San Fran against the spread. I can buy that. Okay.
All right, Sunday, Texans versus
Sunday.
Pats. Pats by 3.
See, now this is where I thought the spread would have been a little different, but then Houston showed up. So,
If
oh
they
man,
played exactly like they did last week against the Steelers, it's going to be too much.
yeah. I this is the toughest game. This is hands down the toughest game to pick. I think the Pats, I don't trust them. I mean, this is Drake May's first playoff game, but they got a coach. They got Mike Vrabel, who's been there before. But the Houston's hot. They came into Pittsburgh and dropped the hammer on those guys in the
They
second
did
half.
start. They did start out a little slow, but that game in general started out slow. So yeah, I'm taking Houston, but I don't think it's going to be by 3.
Okay, we got to be different on this. I'm going to take the Pats. I'm going to take them. I think I'm going to take them, but I'm going to take Houston against the spread. I think this is a 1 or 2 point ball game. I think it comes down to the final play. Um, because again, Houston's won 10 in a row, and that's a big accomplishment. But to continue on, I think the luck stops there. It's going to be cold in New England. Houston's an indoor team. I'm going to take the Pats.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Rams Bears. They have Rams by 3 in Chicago.
Yeah. This is the
The Rams are
trickiest.
2-2 when the temperature is below 40 degrees.
The Rams are 2-2. Matt Stafford is 1-8 when the temperature is below 50 degrees. And have you seen like the clips, man? It's like a motherfucking winter hurricane with that lake effect snow.
I know. When I was down there for boot camp and stuff in A school. No, thank you.
Yeah.
This
But
is a tough one.
but remember last year they lost a very, very close game in Philly in the snow. They should have won that game. I'm going to take the Rams in this, and I'm going to because I think Chicago is a fucking fraud. The biggest fraud more than the Broncos. I'm not just
I was
saying that
gonna
as a
say, you
former
think they're
Packer
more
fan.
fraud than the Broncos?
Yes, I'll tell you why. I mean, look at the last few games that they've played. Um, the Packers lost that game. Chicago didn't win that. I mean, Chicago got lucky and just capitalized on some very bad coaching by the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
They got their ass kicked by the 49ers. They lost to the Lions. The real quality win was when they were at the Eagles, and that was like 2 months ago. And Caleb Williams, second playoff game, he's going to choke. I think Matt Stafford is going to take this, and I'm picking the Rams to meet the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship battle of the NFC West.
West is actually very, very well represented this year.
Yes, they are.
Remember when we were growing up, they were the worst division.
Awful, dude. They were so bad.
I think what was one of the I think was it Cardinals? The Cardinals won the division with like under 500.
Yes, they did. They went. No, it was the Seahawks. It was the Seahawks
Oh
won
yeah,
it.
it was the
Remember?
Seahawks, wasn't it?
It was they won it at 7-9, and then they
Yep.
won that wild card game because Marshawn Lynch had the beast quake that run against the
Yeah.
Saints. But yeah, they were
See,
7-9 and won the division.
I think the Rams are going to do good in this game just for the fact of we have a dual running.
Yes.
Both of them are amazing. So if Stafford can't get the ball thrown, I don't know what it's like being a quarterback throwing in conditions like that.
Yep.
You know, so I think that it's going to come down to the running game, and since the Rams have a better dual threat.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, so like you go look at that Packer game, man. They were pounding the ball up the middle the first half. Then they somehow got away from that. You got two running backs come in. That's all you need. You just need Stafford to manage the game. Hit the little passes when needed. Let the other two guys run it up the gut
And
and
then
just
he just
dominate
throws
it.
the ball to Adams all the time since he's used to the cold.
Yeah, right, that's a good point too.
There you
Right?
go.
Yeah, this is Devontae's territory, man. He shines. I never even thought of that. That's a good point too, man. Devontae knows the cold. He can come back. Now, whether or not Devontae is okay, that's a separate issue. I mean, I heard he was talking with a traffic cone after the game, after last week, after that hit he took. But
Yeah. With that hit, and then he's having that leg issue all season.
yeah, I think it's gonna be good though, man. This is usually the best weekend for football is the divisional round, and I think we got a lot of great games, and I think we're gonna have some upsets. I think I definitely feel the Broncos are going down,
Yeah, Broncos
uh,
are going down.
and the Bears are gonna be exposed as the frauds that they are. So that's what I think, anyways.
Actually, the one game I'm actually really looking forward to watching is the Texans and Pats.
Yeah, that'll be nice. I mean, don't get me wrong, all of them are gonna be
All of
fantastic.
them are going to be good, but I think the Texans, like you said, Texans and Pats, I think that's going to come down to the whoever has the ball last or
Yeah.
whoever has the more turnovers.
I got to be honest. I think if the Texans win that game, if they win that game, they could upset the Bills for the AFC. They're hot right now. I mean,
Yeah.
if they stay hot, nobody's gonna stop them. So
Well, in our families brackets, I have Texans Seahawks in the playoffs.
okay. So
So,
wait,
and I have
if what are the seeds here? So if Buffalo wins and if the Texans win, who hosts that game? Who hosts the AFC?
The Texans and Buffalo.
Yeah, if they
It
both
will
win.
be in Houston because Houston's 5, Buffalo's 6.
Oh, okay. Okay. Hmm,
So yeah, but
gotcha.
I don't know if you were telling me or my brother was telling me. Number one teams has not done hot in the
Yes,
past couple of years.
that was me. Last 10 years, the only number one seed that made it to the Super Bowl, I believe, was
The Eagles.
the Eagles. That year they won against the Patriots.
Yeah.
Let me double check that. I think I do have that coming up. But yeah, I do know that it was the only one team that made it out of the last 10 years.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
mean, I'd like to see my Rams go again and have Stafford go
yep.
out on top, but I think Seattle's just too balanced.
I don't
That'd be a
trust
nice
Sam Darnold though.
Houston versus Seattle in the Super Bowl.
It'd be cool. I'd like to see it. Teams that haven't been there in a while, that would be nice.
Well, not even that.
Uh,
I'd like to. I like to see in the Super Bowl. I like to see like games coming down to the last drive
mm,
instead of having a score like what was it, 24-7 one year.
yeah.
Like
Or
you're
uh,
supposed to be the best AFC team and NFC team, and you just got your asses kicked.
right. Well, last year's Super Bowl, the Chiefs and uh, Eagles
Eagles.
was horrible. I mean, it was just a lot of scoring, but it was so one-sided, man. That game was over by the
Mm-hmm.
end of the first quarter. Got to have a
Yeah.
good old back and forth kind of thing. So
Either have back and forth where it's like 42-41 or 6-3. You know, I'm more to 6-3 because I love defense,
yep,
but either way is good.
yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see how we go. Let's see if we can do it.
So the only
Oh,
game we are going against each other is Houston's and Pats.
yeah. Yep. All
All
righty.
right.
You
Guess
know
what
what
time
time
it
it
is?
is? Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ready?
Yes. It's the final countdown. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. The final countdown.
Countdown.
You threw me off with the ukulele. The Paw Patrol ukulele, nonetheless.
She just
Son of a
actually
bitch.
left it in my office, so I turned around and saw it. I'm like, I do it. I gotta do it.
Oh, I was like wondering what you were gonna do. Son of a bitch, made me laugh a
All
little bit.
right, we're doing final countdown. TV's show dads, the best
Yep.
ones out there.
You want to start us? Number 5.
I will start number 5. I am going to go with Bandit Healer.
Shut the fuck up. That's my number 5. Dude. Banditus. Bluey and Bingo's dad. Love it.
I
He's
love
great,
Bandit.
man. I like him because he's reasonable, but he's also funny too. He'll also dish it out with his kids. He knows that when he needs to be serious
Yeah.
and when he doesn't need to be, and he's always looking out for his family. Love Bandit.
Yeah, and he
Bandit
always knows
Gila.
what to say, and he's always down there playing, like that bus episode where he was the bus driver.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You know, just being able there and going that way. Yeah. Number
Bandit
5.
Gila from Australia, mate. Love it. Bandit. All right. Number 4. We're gonna go to a sitcom that was that was right here in Wisconsin. Not that one you're thinking of Happy Days, but that 70s show, baby. Red Foreman. And
All right.
he was great for putting foots up asses and getting you moving in the right direction. Very funny man. Love me Red Foreman.
Speaking of the '70s shows, you watched that new one, the '90s, that
I
'90s
gave it a
show?
couple episodes. Yeah, it's okay. It's not as
It's
good,
not.
but
Yeah.
it's okay.
I got
Yeah.
Phil Dunphy, Modern Family.
Ah, yes, fantastic choice. He is on my list, believe it or not. Yeah.
Yeah. He's
He's a
just
good,
how he is different with each of his kids.
yeah, good point. Very good point. But yeah, he has different types of kids, right? You have Haley, who's kind of the airhead. You
Yeah.
got Alex, the smart one, and then you got Luke, who is the boy, and he's all different with them all. And he's
Um,
funny, but also he's one of those guys when he needs to be serious, he can be serious, and I like it. I like it.
mhm. Even
Um,
making bets with his kids and stuff.
yeah,
All right, my number three is actually Red Foreman.
you got him at three. All
Yep.
right, very nice, man. Dude, probably one of the funniest TV dads. Ultimately cares for his kids. Maybe doesn't show it as much as he should with Eric. But
But
yeah,
the thing is though, that's like the typical '70s dad though. You think about it.
sure, for sure. Yeah. I mean, I've heard stories about my grandpa Woody, my dad's dad, who just loved his daughters, Karen and Judy, and was really hard on his boys, Randy, Perry, and Kurt. So I can believe that. I mean,
Yeah.
and yeah, Red Foreman. So I had Phil Dunphy at three. So
Okay.
that's funny. We've had the same ones, just the opposite order. I love it.
All right. All right.
Numero dos. Who do you got?
Number two, I've got Dan Connor.
Oh yes, son of a bitch. I am jealous. I blanked on Dan Connor from Roseanne. Oh, John Goodman. Yeah,
Mm.
that show in particular was really kind of, it was close to my home, right? So, they grew up in Illinois, but I came from a lower middle class family. But my Dan was kind of the big funny voice of reason. Uh, I don't know. A good choice though. Why'd you pick him?
I don't know, just the way he was, and then like he's the one that he explained everything,
Yeah, he
and
kind
then
of
gave
kept the
reasons
order.
why he was the way he was.
Sure, 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 sure. Huh. All right. Well, here's kind of where we differ. Number two, I'm also going cartoon, but not the cartoon you're thinking of. I am going to a little town out in Colorado, South Park, Colorado. I'm going Randy Marsh is
Seriously?
number two. Oh yeah. You talk about just one of the funniest characters in all of comedy, Randy Marsh, man. I mean, the fact that he got, he would jack off to the cooking show. He was Lord the singer. I mean, he wrote, oh God, Randy Marsh is so just, he has that piece of a dad thing that we see a lot, right? Where he is kind of like behind, he wants to be like keep up with his kids and the trends, but he's so far behind the curve that he doesn't realize he's behind the curve, and he doesn't realize that he's not cool. And I see myself falling behind that. Like, Mabel has, like, these hobbies or watches TV shows, and I go, oh, I haven't, I guess I gotta catch up on that. I
Hmm.
mean, he's a guy who microwaved his balls to get cancer so that he could smoke weed legally. Come on, you know come on, top that. So,
Right.
who do you got for two?
Dan,
Oh, that's right, Dan Connor. All right, you want to go number one, or you want me to go number one?
you go number one.
Well, number one is a guy who's also named Dan, but he was the dad of a Full House. That's right, the OG Bob Saget himself, Danny Tanner. I have, because that guy, he did it all, man. He put up with those freeloading, his brother-in-law Jesse and Uncle Joey. He put up with that shit. He was raising three daughters, doing his best, trying to get laid. He was funny. He was organized. He knew how to keep
Hmm.
the household in check. Danny Tanner, my number one TV dad. Shout out to Bob Saget. Rest in peace.
I didn't even think of that show. Hmm.
Who you got?
My number one and one of my favorite TV sitcoms,
Okay.
Al Bundy, Married with Children.
Oh, yeah.
I
Son of a
just,
bitch.
he was like more relatable as a dad. You know, he had his dreams and everything. He hated his life
Hated his job as a shoe salesman.
as a shoe salesman. He
Yep,
scored 3 touchdowns though.
he did. Damn right.
You know, it just seems like he was more down to, like you said, we grew up middle class, lower middle
Yep.
class. So I don't know. He seemed more relatable to me
Yeah,
as a family.
he definitely had. But see, here's my problem with that character, Al Bundy. Right, his wife Peggy, pretty hot. He wasn't tapping her as much as he needed to. I mean, you know what I mean?
At first they were, but towards the end,
Yeah, and
that
I feel
just
like
shows the
that's a
progression
waste.
of like a marriage or whatever in some relationships.
Maybe. Now, but that character Ed O'Neill, man. Okay, go back to Modern Family with Jay Pritchett. He's also married to a smoke show. Like that guy, that he has something. You know, Al Bundy, Jay Pritchett. Maybe they're the same person. We don't know. But yeah,
Well,
he
they've been
was great.
they in one episode they're showing that they had he was reading the same newspaper. I think it was like an Easter egg or something,
Really,
but
that's pretty cool. Where did Married with Children take place? What city was that?
Chicago.
Was it Chicago? That sounds about right. And then Modern Family was L.A. So maybe, I mean, maybe he worked his way up. Maybe, dude, what if that's a conspiracy, Terry? What if Al Bundy left Peggy, formed an entire new identity as Jay Pritchett, and moved out west and became Jay Pritchett?
Hmm.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe
Then
that's a conspiracy we should start. We should start
you'd
a
have to explain
conspiracy
his
theory.
kids though. You know, you'd have to
Yeah,
explain what's her face? Uh
Claire.
Claire and Mitchell. Yeah, you'd have to explain
Yeah,
them. But could happen. You never know. Maybe he was on a road trip at a car or what's it called?
shoe salesman.
Shoe sales convention, and he got some girl pregnant. We never know.
Could
So,
be. That's a
so
good.
yeah,
Like I said, we should start our own conspiracy.
let's. Oh, dude, that could be a new segment. Possibly, listeners out there, we may have a new segment called "Created Conspiracies." Just throwing that out there. But yeah, good list, man. I like it. You know,
Yeah.
I think all these TV dads, they have in common they love their kids. They just don't express it the way that they need to
You know
sometimes.
what,
And
Dad? We did not talk about
oh,
Breaking Bad.
oh, Walter Wyatt.
He first started out selling it because he was supposed to be dying. Spoiler if anyone hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's been 10 years if you haven't seen the ending of the show. Yeah,
You know, so he started out thinking of his family, and then shit just got crazy.
yeah, and that's interesting though. He did right. He started off trying to, fund, his family, but then at the end of the show, he goes, "I did it because I felt alive. I did it for me." But then he also sets up his kids with all that money in the end too.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's a good one, man. We could debate the logistics of Walter White as a father, you know. Um, Clearly he cared. He came back and he held his daughter before he went and did that final confrontation where he died. Spoiler alert again.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, interesting though. That's very I don't know. Was he a good dad? I mean, that could we could debate that for, eternity. Was Walter White a good dad? Maybe we'll have that as a
Or was he
topic.
a good dad just based on his intentions?
Hmm.
But then again, the intentions don't
That's a good
really
point
work.
too. Right. It doesn't matter how good your intentions are, it's your execution, right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, that's good, man. We had a good list. I think if anybody out there thinks they got a better list, shoot us an email, comment, get a hold of us. You know where to get a hold of us. Do it.
Right.
Do it. All
Yeah, I
righty.
got nothing else.
Me neither, man.
Wraps up this week. Everyone enjoy the playoffs this weekend.
Please
Remember
enjoy
to
them.
remember to tip your waitresses.
Right. With money, not tips that you get from our show. Keep that in mind. Those are not, even though they may be priceless, they're not considered legal tender. So please tip
Exactly.
with money,
We're
cash
working on
money.
that right now.
Damn right. All righty, man. Well, cheers. I'm glad you had a good time.
Mel, I'll see you guys next week.
Boom. All righty. See you, everybody.
All right.